nogxile kwiincwadi zabantwana umnumzana uKen Williams. Good morning and welcome to the show, sir.
Good morning, how are you, sir?
I'm very good. Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you.
All right, so let's kick it off. Firstly, Ken Williams. That's the name you use to write your books, obviously. Tell us a bit about who you are and where did that name come from?
All right, my real name is Henry Mensah, and basically I chose Ken Williams as my pen name because when I was a kid, I used to love playing computer games. So one of the computer games creator was Ken Williams. Oh. So that's basically where the name comes from.
Interesting. Yes. And speaking about kids and all about izinto that have to do with abantwana, what prompted you, or perhaps what was the inspiration behind you writing or wanting to write stories?
All right. I've been writing stories since I was a kid, but I never really took it seriously until I got a chance to write stories for Nali Bali, and apparently I, myself and this other gentleman were selected as the winners. Then I realized that, wow, my imagination is quite strong. So that's what actually prompted me to write stories, because of my imagination.
Yeah. And also speaking about the actual books that you write, perhaps how has the reception been? Do you think children are more receptive to the stories in the books?
Yes, a couple of kids have read the stories and they like them very much because not only do I write stories, but I write stories that are inspirational. I try to help people in the stories so that they can have understanding of how things actually are in the world. There are more children's stories, but there are lessons in them. And people have received them quite nicely. But since I'm a new author, I would like more people, especially the ones that are watching right now, to actually download the book and read it at Amazon.com.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure since you've already said that you're a new author, and so what are some of the challenges perhaps that you've encountered as an author, and also about writing children's books in general?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I don't think there are any challenges because we have all the equipment. I mean, our imaginations are free. We've got phones, and even to publish a book on Amazon.com it's free. I mean, you just write your own book, make time for it, and then put it on Amazon. And you don't even have to pay anyone to promote it, as long as you know how to promote it on social media. So basically, the challenges are, one to now. Yeah.
Okay, I hear you. Now, can I ask this question, because I think it's pretty much a very pertinent question to ask. In your own perspective, why do you think it's important for abantwana they should read?
As you know, reading is actually food for the mind, you understand? And when you read, you actually, it's almost like standing on the giants of shoulders, as the shoulders of giants, because you engage with people that have more experience, people that have learned a lot of things. And when you read their books, it's basically like sitting with them and you're learning from them. And that gives you more of an understanding of how the world works. And it opens your inner mind, you understand, to think deep about things and to become a better person, That's what I think.
Ngakasane bendiyithetha into kokuba kunyanzelekile kwaye kubalulekile in general into basifunde singabantwana kwenzela basikwazi ukulola ingqondo zethu also. Now let's talk about your books. I'm pretty much interested in this one. So what are some of the books that you have, and perhaps what is your favorite out of those books and why?
All right. Actually, this is my first book that I've published, but I'm busy with three very important books. One is called My Name is Lupus, and the other one is called The Day I Saw God, and the third one, which is actually a children's story, which is quite fun, is Talam and Rainbow. These stories are quite interesting because especially the one that's called My Name is Lupus. I'm a lupus patient, so I'm just trying to encourage younger children to think positive, because people say lupus cannot be cured, but I believe that with a positive mind we can always overcome it and go into remission.
With a positive mind you can always overcome it. Mr. Ken, thank you very much for joining us, and all the very best. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ikholo lityala ke mbukeli, kodwa ke sisekwincwadi njalo masike sive wena apha ekhaya ukuba uphefumle yaye wazibona njani iincwadi zikaKen Williams.
My favorite book is The Hungry Spider. The story is about a spider that left its web and got eaten by a bird.
I read the second story, which is The Dog with the Funny Bark. It's about a dog that had a funny bark and his siblings made fun of him. But in the end, he ended up saving them. The moral that I learned in the story is do not underestimate a person.
My favorite story in that book was The Farmer and the Mouse, and it's about a farmer who has a problem with a mouse who steals his crop every night. So he devises a plan to catch that mouse, to trap that mouse, and eventually he does.
The Dog with the Funny Bark. Elibali lithatha ngenja ehlekwa ithathelwa phansi sezinyesi nje kuba yayikhongotha fine.
My favorite one was the second one, The Dog with the Funny Bark. And that story was very interesting because all the other dogs, they teased one with the funny bark because he was abnormal.
The one that fascinated me the most was the first one. It's actually quite rare for the first one to be such as enjoyable as that one. It's about a farmer who has this wealthy income, but then it starts dwindling because of this little mouse disturbing everything. He tries his best, traps the mouse, eventually kills it.
The
book that I chose is The Farmer and the Mouse. It's basically about a farmer that has a large maize plantation and it gets eaten by this pesky mouse. And he later sets traps and eventually kills the mouse.
My favorite story is The Man Who Wanted to See God. It is about a poor man who wanted to be rich. I love the story because it teaches us to plant a garden.
My favorite story from the book is The Man Who Wanted to Meet God. The story is about a poor man who wants to become rich through the help of God. He goes on a long journey looking for God, but fails.
Pharisa kodwa ke elami imali manje kuqalele mbukeli yawo soloko ingo 3 little pigs kodwa ke okwangoku masikhabe sisithi tsi entengisweni siyajika ngongoko hlala nathi.